Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a very new show. It's
Impromptu.
Wednesday nights. Yeah, it's very impromptu. Wednesday night Smackdown. That's right. Uh, where we're going to talk about wrestling. And for those of you
Yes.
who love wrestling, which JV and I do, welcome to, of course, my tag team partner. It's not as bad as it sounds. What's up, dude?
It it sounds bad. It sounds bad. It's just
Sounds a little weird.
let's leave it there.
Yeah, no, so it's actually good to be here, man. No, and I actually I couldn't resist with certain intros. So
Oh,
that
I
being
know.
said,
Yeah, that's your favorite era, which okay. Well,
yeah, I saw the smile on your face though. Don't act like you didn't bring back a little bit of something.
oh it did. Oh it did. Don't but I would have rather I would have rather preferred the intro where you had Dope singing the Raw theme song,
Uh who's dope?
a band. I'll
Oh,
I'll have to
oh, oh,
I'll
okay,
to,
yeah, sorry. Going way back.
oh yeah.
All right. So of course, JT says gay thumbnail.
Hit them. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, his is JV's is better. I'm gonna fix that. It was done on Rush. And Anna says so gay.
Hello, Anna. Anna, I less than 3 you.
Oh God, I first. You know what? I hate that. I don't actually hate that. It's gonna be a thing forever.
Oh
I
yeah.
less than 3. So what we're gonna be discussing tonight? There's a lot going on in WWE. Um, looks
Some
like
of it's
Rumble's having
good,
a yeah,
some of it's good, some of it's bad, some of it's downright ugly. So,
yeah, yeah. That's very true. So, speaking of downright ugly, would you
mhm.
like to kind of just kick us off into the ugliness, and then I'll bring up a little more about stuff.
Okay. So, right before the premium live event, the Royal Rumble, um, WWE signed a major deal with Netflix. 10-year, $5 billion deal. Huge deal. So what that entailed was actually the US kind of got screwed in this deal because of on Netflix in the United States, you will now get Monday Night Raw on Netflix. That's it in the United States. Everywhere else in the world, you get everything. Premium live events, Smackdown, Saturday night's main event. For premium live events in the US, you still need to have a Peacock subscription. The
Hmm.
day after, the day after, a a report from the Wall Street Journal hits where a major lawsuit was being filed against the WWE and now former owner, chairman of the board, Vincent Kennedy McMahon. Now, about a year ago, Vince sold the rights to the WWE to a group called Endeavor, who also runs UFC. So there's the parent company and Endeavor. You have a WWE and now the UFC, and there's a board for each group. The board for the WWE was uh, Ari Emanuel, Vincent Vince McMahon, and I believe his name is Nicholas Khan is his name. Vince was forcibly removed from the board. He is no longer has nothing to do with WWE anymore. And this was allegations of, how should we say, moving humans around for sexy time purposes. I think that's probably the safest YouTube way to say it.
I,
And
I I would agree with that. Yeah.
this also implicated head of talent at the time, which was John Laurinaitis, and not named in the suit but the description was former WWE champion who was also a former UFC champion. It doesn't take a genius if you follow WWE for any amount of time, and the fact that his image has been removed from the WWE 2K24 game, that will be Brock Lesnar.
Yes, it would. We seem to be having some issues on Rumble, so I'm just going to end the Rumble thing. It
Okay.
goes to prove the fact that Rumble is still trying to work out their nonsense. Again, that's one of the reasons I was kind of late. But fuck that. Yes, so Brock Lesnar was named in the lawsuit, and
Well, no,
WWE
not
not yet.
he,
Yep.
he was not actually named, but the description is it's Brock Lesnar.
Yeah. Yeah. Also, on top of that, new information has come out about 5 days ago. This is probably not just one that is boy, StreamYards, I think is like literally weirding out right now. But from the New York Post, and this has been confirmed, and this is a video that JV shared with me. Vince McMahon, we'll say, preyed on female wrestler Ashley Massaro shortly before she ended herself. There is evidence
And
of this.
she took her own life in 2019.
Yes, she did.
And from the story, that this story also came out in Vice, where this was part of a sworn affidavit. She had spoken with attorneys that has now been brought to light. But the original, when she was speaking of these things, she was in a class action lawsuit for concussions. But she divulged this. She divulged this info, and from what Ashley's affidavit said was Vince was never really took an interest in her, but he was known for making advances toward other female talent. It was not until the cover of her Playboy magazine came out that Vince's eyes moved to her. Now, this was not rare at the time that Ashley did this. Ashley is one of 7 WWE female talent that has posed for the magazine. Sable, China, Christy Hemme, Maria Kanellis,
Tori Wilson,
Candice Michelle, and Ashley. So during this time frame, which was like tail end of the Attitude Era and into the Ruthless Aggression Era, this was a very common thing. So I just want to throw that in there for context.
Yes, it was. Also on top of that too, I've actually seen clips to this point, real quick, that have shown over the years how Vince has been probably he has taken it upon himself to insert himself into certain storylines with the young ladies, many of them in their 20s, and he played an incredible villain. We just didn't know that at the time that maybe he was actually a real life villain.
That this was that this was art imitating life.
Yes. Real quick, Clifton says, "Hey, everyone, hit that like button. I have the stream on, but off to sleep. All right, buddy. Good to see you." Revenge says, "Gentlemen, good evening and happy Valentine's Day. Same back at you, buddy." He says, "Rest in peace, Ashley Massaro. She deserved better." And yeah, absolutely.
So after her cover got released, all of a sudden, when traveling across the country, she got booked on the private jet. She got booked in the hotels where the executives stayed. And she talks about the one night where Vince repeatedly called her room nonstop. And when she said no, she was like, "This, you're my boss." No. All of a sudden, as she claimed, as she says in her statement, that Vince began to actively sabotage her career. Vince began writing her. Vince began writing her. Vince began writing her promos. Now, Ryan, as someone who has, let's just say, dabbled in this in this world, does the president of the company write promos, or is that left to the talent? The talent
That that's
coordinator.
left to the talent. And also at the same time, you're actually um so like if it's live television, obviously it needs to be kind of hashed out a little bit. But no, the talent writes their own promos. It's literally if I were to go out there, I'd be like, um be like going tonight. So one of the guys that Quantum Cat, I don't think I've ever actually seen you. Quantum Cat
Not,
76.
hey,
It's an interesting choice of words.
well,
Fair enough. Um So yeah, if I were to go out there and say cut a promo against JV, be like going after last week's vicious attack, JV, I'm gonna take you to another place. I'm gonna grab you by the throat and I'm going to break your every, just whatever, whatever you want to break your
right,
spine, like by a body slam, or I want to break your every spirit, like whichever direction you want to go.
right,
That's off the cusp, and half the time these guys would probably take 10 minutes. It's not going to be a lifetime unless you're new at it, and you're just going to try to. But no, the this the Vince McMahon writing a promo, like, are you kidding? No, not
right,
even a little bit.
she would get her script, and it was actively like demeaning herself. And so she took this to Michael Hayes, who, if you are a longtime wrestling fan, you would know Michael Hayes under his former, the middle insert in his name, Michael P.S. Hayes, who was a part of the of a uh, Southern promotion tag team called the Fabulous Freebirds. He was the guy with the big long flowing hair, and she showed him what Vince had wrote. Now Michael, not knowing this, says, "There's no way you're going to say this. Who gave you this?" And she said, "Vince." And Michael said, "Well, that's the breaks, kid." So
Yeah. Also on top of that too, going back to John Laurinaitis,
just
he- he's been he's
a
been known as
rat.
a
He's
fraud
a
and a rat
rat.
for years. Even when he actually had on-screen time, the
Mhm.
audience knew who he was. He's just a rat. He's just he's a cockroach. So no,
Yeah.
I'm not surprised that he's been named in this.
In real life, John Laurinaitis is the stepfather to Bree and Nikki Ella, the Ella twins.
Yep.
So that's a fun time. So it turns
Yeah.
out that so it turns out that they now the one thing that WWE does quite often, and they've done it every year, is they do a salute to the troops. Now,
Yes.
recently it's been kept in country, but they used to go to bases overseas. It was an incident in Kuwait where a where a where a where a where a the military doctor um slipped or something, roofied, whatever you want to say. I mean, this is very touchy ground to go on here. Took her into a tent
Hmm.
and proceeded to have um unconsenting sexy time with a female nurse in there to watch and to be the lookout. Uh, Ashley, when she came to, reported the incident, but was told by Laurinaitis to not report this because it would negatively affect the relationship that the WWE has with the U.S. Armed Forces. Now, when originally questions, Laurinaitis said, "No, we never knew anything about this." Come under
Wrong.
oath. Under oath, he said, "Yes, we knew about this." So this is a cover up.
Yeah, it is, and obviously, I'm not reading this verbatim, but this is something that that has been documented. It was in Kuwait, which obviously I was in the U.S. Armed Forces. I know that WWE traveled abroad all the time, uh, and again, so it was one of those things that that literally the statement was not included in the lawsuit. And Massaro, this was previously done, right? This isn't the one lawsuit is not negating the fact that like all this other stuff is coming out. This new
Correct.
lawsuit is
Correct.
something that is very different. This is
Yes.
old news. However,
Yep.
now what's up,
Hey,
R2? How you
R2.
doing, buddy? This is coming out now. So, however, it resurfaced just days after federal authorities launched an investigation into the let's just say the movement of individuals. Allegations leveled against McMahon by former W staffer Janelle Grant, who the suit longtime wrestling kingpin last month. So
Okay. So
this
my
is on top of
right.
what.
So
Yeah.
yeah, the Ashley stuff is just now surfacing. So this is just adding fuel to this here. Now, Vince has been known in the past to pay quite a lot of hush money in the past,
Hmm.
and which usually came with a NDA. You, I am paying you.
Oh yeah.
You shut your mouth. However,
Yeah. That.
I,
Oh,
I
that's the
the fact that this lawsuit came out from Miss Grant, I have a feeling the money stopped. That's my thought.
Oh, I do too. I know some people said possibly that maybe she didn't hold her wad long enough, like she couldn't wait for another payment. If you're planning to pay somebody hush money, I would probably pay them a lump sum up front, or you're looking to get your wings clipped on that one. Uh,
Right.
so yeah, it's one of those things that this is a real black eye.
Oh
Um,
yeah. And then
This is a massive black eye.
I showed you something a couple of days ago where
No.
this is just how depraved Vince McMahon got. He didn't need to go. He didn't. This is like Harvey Weinstein bad here, but he didn't need a friend with an island because Vince McMahon created a world unto himself where he ruled as God emperor. I mean, if you were in his good, if you were in his good graces, he would make you an absolute superstar. If you fell out with him, he would make your life a living hell. And even to the point to where in his storylines, as with the Mazzaro, he started to write promos. He pitched a storyline when his own daughter, Stephanie McMahon Levesque, um, when she announced her in real life pregnancy, he wanted to introduce a storyline to question the fatherhood and have it either the question be her brother Shane or himself.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah,
Oh, that's weird. Uh, it
yeah,
just looking back at some of the storylines, you thought it was just to be
it was a work,
outlandish,
right?
a work, outlandish and over the top, but it was not.
It was a shoot. It was a shoot.
Yes, revenge. Ew.
Yes.
R2 also says, watching you guys are making memes and
Oh
clips.
no.
Yeah, boy, hey,
Oh,
go nuts, man.
I'm scared now.
Um, yeah.
And
Um,
now, so this is the really ugly part. I mean, when the lights go off and the fans leave there's this type of stuff. And what was it recently? Bret Hart
Yes.
uh, talk, talked about the Ashley thing, and that Bret knew that stuff was going on, and tried to give some. Bret said the worst thing that he could have said. He said, "I would not be the man I am today if it was not for Vince McMahon." I never want to hear that out of another wrestler's mouth. Not ever again.
Oh no, I know, especially because Bret Hart got fucked over by Vince McMahon.
Montreal screw job.
I mean, that's literally a thing.
Yeah.
And it wasn't kayfabe or anything like that. Obviously, some people who know what that term means. No, it was an actual legitimate screw job. Bret Hart was supposed to win, and Vince
Mm-hmm.
McMahon came out at the last minute and said no, no, and fucking
Shawn
told the referee,
Michaels.
and yeah, and even the referee was like, "Wait, what?" You can actually see it in the video, and like, and yeah, so I don't know why he said that. I think maybe he was trying to he just didn't want to get roped into it, and I'm bringing the article up right now.
Mm-hmm.
Um with Bret Hart. But yeah, Bret Hart was like basically I'm not surprised. He's like, we've all known who he was for years.
Right.
And it's like, okay, great. So exactly what JB said. It's another Harvey Weinstein situation. And obviously this is probably the juiciest thing that we're going to be talking about tonight. So we're going to spend probably another like 15
Mm,
minutes on it, and then we might
maybe.
bounce on. Um, but I going forward with this, Vince
So
is in. Yeah, go ahead, dude.
Vince is in a lot of trouble. He is not getting out of this. There's no.
No,
I
no.
Hey John. I
What's up there,
honestly
John?
don't. I honestly don't think. I don't think there's a law firm that would take this. That would take this. I wouldn't.
Maybe depending on the money. But
It's-
you're not looking to win shit.
No, you're not coming out of this looking good. And this
Um,
and this could not have come at a worse time. Again, the lawsuit came out the day after they signed that big deal and announced it within Netflix, which was literally like the day before the Royal Rumble Premium Live event. And you could see at the end of the event where at the press conference where where Triple H is answering questions, every question was about the lawsuit. Every question, and you could see
every single one of them.
he was getting very uncomfortable there.
Yeah.
So
Well, because of course, on top of that too, Triple H doesn't have these answers, right? He's
right,
he's not.
because he
eh,
and he also can't say about it. He also can't say anything.
yeah,
It,
he doesn't at
it's
the time.
ongoing.
Yeah, he doesn't necessarily know anything at this time, but also at the same team, whatever he did know, he couldn't say. Now, to actually talk about the Royal Rumble, how the Royal Rumble up, I think JV, you can go into a little further detail because right there was somebody who was meant to be in the Royal Rumble who had to be pulled at the last minute
Brock Lesnar.
within days. Yes,
Brock
Brock
Lesnar.
Lesnar. He was meant to be number 30, right?
No, he was meant to be number 2024, and
Okay.
instead, I mean, and we're going to go into this in the good part of this. The talent pool that WWE has now is stacked because who did they insert in that spot? Rick Steiner's kid, Braun Breaker,
Yep.
and on just with literally like no prep at all. Hit the ring. This is what you're supposed to do. Do it. And
Also, I think I saw an article today saying that they want that fans want him actually to become a part of the roster and actually change his name instead of be like what
moving up,
yeah, Braun Steiner or
maybe.
yeah. So I think that people are wanting him to change his last name to kind of be a little more, which I'm all for.
Right.
So anyway, we had this last minute insert because Brock Lesnar was like, "Yeet, get out."
Gone.
Um, and
And this and,
he's been
and
removed
this
from everything.
yeah,
Everything.
yeah. They are they are erasing. They're going to do their best to erase these two, basically
He's
from
been removed from the
WWE's.
intro.
Yeah.
The intro within days.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Exactly. And now this happened. Now this going in, we're going to shifting over into the Rumble now. This is where this is where WWE did something bad, not ugly, but bad. So we're gonna go be so before we hit the Rumble, we're gonna go to January 1st, Monday night, day one, a more a more premium live event version of Raw. And they announced that a former WWE champion is going to come out to the ring. Out comes Jinder Mahal, who, yes, is a former WWE champion for some reason, but hey.
I mean, I've always kind of liked Jinder as a heel. I always thought he was like really
Oh,
good at what he did. So
and and then as he is bad mouthing the United States, The Rock's music hit, and
yes.
out comes The Rock. Hey,
What's up there,
Silicone Dave.
Silicone Dave?
So out comes The Rock, and he is in pure superstar Rock, the baby face, the people's champion. They have a little 5-minute thing. Rock's a little gassed at the end. Hasn't been in a ring for some time, for at least 10 years. And then he
Mm-hmm.
talks about then Rock cuts a little promo. Rock's gonna go out to eat in San Diego. Should The Rock sit in a booth? Should The Rock go
Should the
sit
Rock sit at the bar?
at the bar? The Rock does love the bar. Or
Yep.
should The Rock sit at the head of the table? Boom. Fans go nuts.
Yes.
And then the Royal Rumble hits. So Cody Rhodes wins the Royal Rumble. He eliminates CM Punk. During their time together, CM Punk and Cody Rhodes, CM Punk tears his right
Yes.
right tricep. That is a legit thing. Which
Yes, it is
the
legit.
fact which the fact that he can the fact that he continued is good on you, Punk. So Cody Rhodes wins, is pointing at the WrestleMania sign, and points directly at Roman Reigns. Now, since 1993, the winner of the Rumble
Yes.
gets a WWE Championship match at WrestleMania. This has been law now for 30 plus years.
Yeah. Now, just to interject a little bit. Obviously, there are two titles. There's the Universal WWE Universal and the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. There are two,
Right,
so he can
right.
pick one or the other. But he
Okay, so
gets to pick his moment
right,
at WrestleMania main event.
so what happens is in the past, over the last 30 years, sometimes there has been two championships, sometimes there has been one. If there's ever a two tier, the winner gets to pick.
Yes,
And from the end of the Rumble, it seemed pretty clear who Cody Rhodes was going to pick.
because
Now,
also at the same time, Cody Rhodes in this day and age of wrestling, he is what's called a super face, right? You'll have
Uber
like a super heel,
Uber
a baby
babyface.
face, and yeah, super baby face. So like back in the Attitude Era, The Rock would be a super face. Stone Cold Steve Austin a super face. Triple H would be a super heel, right? And then there would be a little bit of
Kane
a
was a
mix and
heel.
match, and yeah,
Kane was
yeah,
a heel.
yeah,
Taker would go back and forth.
yep,
But yeah,
yes.
so Cody right now is beyond over. He is over
Oh
with the
yeah,
fans.
he's
And
huge.
okay, so over in a wrestling term means the fans love you. So
Yes.
it, it, it doesn't mean he's over. Go away. So come the following Friday on SmackDown. Now, because Punk got hurt, because Lesnar is gone, all of a sudden they got to make some changes really quick. So, and right after The Rock at this point, as of January 3rd,
Yes, I'm glad you brought that up. I was just gonna,
was put in Vince McMahon's seat on the
yes,
WWE board.
yes.
Okay, so Rock comes out. First, you got Roman Reigns, Cody talking, and then all of a sudden, Cody says, "I'm going to take your title. I'm going to take everything from you, but not at WrestleMania."
Mania.
Cue the
Well,
Rock's music.
he says he's like I'm pushing it up, which makes it sound like Elimination Chamber, and that's what I thought it was. I thought he was like he was trying to push his title match up to Elimination Chamber to try
No.
to take it earlier.
So
So that might have been a phrasing thing.
But so out comes The Rock. The Rock hugs Cody, and you can visibly see Cody's face. He's not happy. And then you have a stare down between The Rock and Roman Reigns. This sends the internet wild. This was a people don't want to say that this was the plan all along. No, it was not.
No, I don't think it. I initially thought that but until I started diving in all of this, I was one of the people who thought this was the whole entire plan. No, this was a massive redirect.
This was The Rock doing a shoot, which means going off script and inserting some real life in here. So The Rock went to the ring to shoot his shot. They were not expecting the backfire that it got. So The Rock, and with Triple H, Adam Pearce, Nick Aldis, and Triple H's team, because Triple H is now he is the head creative guy, and he's been doing
He's been
doing some really good creative work because he booked storylines, long-term storylines. This entire Cody Rhodes storyline has been going on for 2 years. This has been the work of Cody Rhodes. This is a 2-year plan, and they told Rock.
Well, also real quick, Triple H is one of the best people to ever wear the WWF Championship. And I call it that because literally he has had nothing but nonstop chemistry as a heel for years. I mean, he is incredible. So for him to be planning this years out, now he's in creative control, 100% in creative control. This makes sense. Also, the redirect makes a lot of sense, right? Because it was either going to go over, it was going to be massively, and it was a huge hit when it was first announced. It was the backlash after the fact, right? The audience loved it in the moment.
Okay. On day one, fans were loving this, but at the expense of Cody Rhodes.
Yes,
the fans did not like this. So the hashtag We Want Cody went ridiculous. Went absolutely.
It did. It did.
Went absolutely viral. So fast forward now to Thursday, which was the WWE press conference to signify the road to the Mania. And
can't play it, but we can show the still.
Right.
Can't play it, but we can show the still.
So this is also something that Triple H has done, because if you've been watching, WWE has been looking a lot more like the presentation looks more like sports than it does a TV show. This had the spectacle of like a UFC weigh-in type thing.
From what I understand, the viewership on this was higher than any WrestleMania press conference previously. And
Yeah.
hold on, I don't want to. I hate to interrupt the conversation, but I've been wanting to get to these. R2 says so. Friday night you get Royal Rumbled. Wednesday night you get SmackDown. What night do you get forearm shiver? I don't
Saturday.
know that.
Saturday.
Fair enough. Saturday. Revenge says real quick, WWF and World Heavyweight Championship. Yep, that's correct. Silicone Dave says The Rock has become a heel in the ring, and just say in the ring. They because look, they did steer into the skid, right? Of course, because you got to, and we'll talk about this real quick. Silicon Dave also says they tried to screw Cody over again, and it backfired big time. I don't think they tried to screw him. I think what they tried to do is they tried something, and it again
Because
day one, night one, everybody's like, and then the next day we're like, what?
Okay,
It's kind of like post hangover, right?
Well, this was the SmackDown incident after the Rumble. This was a panic moment.
Yes,
because
yes, it was.
Because Punk was supposed to go to the Chamber, which is a week from Saturday, win that, and then challenge Seth Rollins for the World Heavyweight Championship at WrestleMania. That was the plan.
Yeah, and again, because now Seth Rollins has been thrown into this mix, and he's been left dangling. Like Seth Rollins doesn't have a whole lot to do because Punk got hurt.
Right. So initially, then, what it sounded like was Rock was going to challenge Roman Reigns for the Universal Championship, and Cody would be relegated down to, as Roman called it, the losers bracket championship. Now, this causes a lot of problems here because, for one, Roman Reigns is a part-timer, and he's a part-timer for a couple of reasons. One,
leukemia.
That's the main one, and the other one is because he's earned a spot. So last year
if you ask me, I think there's a third one in there. I think WWE wants Roman Reigns to ultimately win over Hulk Hogan because of the issues in the past.
Okay, so
he said he had no problems.
Okay,
he
said
the gamer word.
Well, there is that. So the problem with Rock versus Roman is this. Let's say Rock wins. You're going to take the belt off of a part-timer and put it onto an even bigger part-timer. The Rock is not going on the road for 300 days a year. That's not happening.
No, I'd probably give it to the next pay-per-view at best.
So
he'd probably show up, for for those days, and then that's like a month and a half, right?
Possibly. Or let's say Roman wins. To beat Hogan, to beat his record, which is not a record. That is just the writer saying we want to keep the belt on this guy because there's no one there's no one good enough to take his place. To beat Hogan's record, he would have to hold that belt to Survivor Series.
Well,
that's another 222 days after WrestleMania.
Oh, that's not going to happen.
Hogan. Exactly. So
people, so people made that sound like it was actually closer rather than farther. That's not going to happen. That's not fuck no.
No.
Okay, that's not happening.
The goal. So that's why at the press conference, Cody said, "Roman, I choose you." Roman is losing the belt at WrestleMania. The goal is to get the belt off of Roman. Now, what they told Rock to do, and Rock swallowed his pride and his massive ego, and he's going along with it. Because instead of being like this with Roman, now they're like this. This is now the true bloodline. Because they showed this huge graphic of the Inoue family. So now when Roman loses, Rock, still being a heel, is going to blame Roman to set up this year-long feud, which is what Triple H likes to do. Have Rock play the heel. Roman then becomes what WWE always wanted Roman to be, the sympathetic face. They've always wanted Roman.
They've tried that. It just doesn't work. I think he's a better heel.
But you keep Roman. Don't change Roman into a nice guy now. No, you keep this. No, you keep this family rivalry going on. So you've got, and then finally at WrestleMania 41, you have the Rock Roman match, which is the match everyone wants to see. I want to see that match.
Well, yeah, it's been wanted since like what 2015 or some crap like that. When was the Royal Rumble that The Rock got booed because he helped Roman?
Ooh,
yeah,
that was like 20.
That was also in Philadelphia, by the way.
Exactly.
yeah.
So
I have one correct. Okay. Real quick, I have one correction. Okay. I don't think that I think that Triple H and The Rock both, right? Because these guys have been friends for years. They've been putting over crowds. They've been probably some of the best matches in WWE history. I think they saw the writing on the wall, and I think Triple H and The Rock are like, because Hollywood Rock is considered by many fans one of the best heels in WWE history. He's just so I think they're like, let's go this. It was very short-lived. And as a kid, I fucking hated it. But as an adult, I love it so much that I was like, this whole entire time too, when I see where it's going, I was like, please give us this. Please give us this. And then all of a sudden I'm like, I was actually so excited. And they're actually longtime fans. And then there are also actually other fans too who haven't experienced this. They're like, whoa. They're like, if this is the Rock that we're going to get, they're like going, I love it. It's like, because Hollywood Rock is so good. So that's where I'm going to slightly disagree with you. I was previously wrong though. And I do admit that because again, I didn't know that this had been going on. You watch more WWE than I do. I catch a lot of the highlights and stuff like that. I try to catch a show when I can, but so like now this is it was a shoot. It was a failed shoot. And I think Triple H and The Rock, because now The Rock is obviously he's a board member. Triple H is the head of creative. You have two of the best of all time sitting down going, we got
storyline too now. Doing this storyline too now.
Yeah, we've got to change this because this sucks, and we can't do this because and so no, and of course, obviously, I put in the hashtag of the stream, Cody Crybabies. That was I don't necessarily it's back to that was set up, right? Like because they knew that would go viral on Twitter. They knew that'd be a thing. I'm actually more excited about this than I was actually thinking that The Rock would actually fight Roman Reigns for the title. This is actually more fun. Now, before we move forward too far, what do you think is going to happen at Elimination Chamber? Because again, you said this is a week from Saturday. How do you think Elimination Chamber is going to roll out in your opinion?
Because now the chamber is a proper number one contender spot now. So this is what it was always supposed to be. So now now you've got as of right now there are 4 spots that are already locked in. You got LA Knight, Bobby Lashley, Randy Orton, and Drew McIntyre. You've got 2 more matches set.
Those are 4 solid spots, by the way.
You've got 2 more matches coming on Friday, which will be The Miz versus Logan Paul. Logan Paul is the biggest internet star, and he's the current U.S. champion, and he takes that belt everywhere. He has elevated that title. I don't see a world where the Miz goes past Logan Paul. Logan Paul is going to the Chamber.
Yeah, no. Also on top of this too, I think you probably saw this. Maurice, his wife got diagnosed with a rare
Yes.
form of cancer, so no, he's not gonna.
Yeah.
Also, look, I wasn't a fan of Logan Paul for a lot of years until I saw him at
That kid
WrestleMania
works. That kid
in
works.
Dallas. In Dallas,
Kid
the
works.
kid works his ass off. He really does.
Yeah. And plays a
And
great
he's
heel.
very good at it.
And is a natural heel. Natural.
Yeah. Real quick. Revenge says if they turn Roman back into the face, they're
Okay.
gonna.
Okay.
I
Okay.
he doesn't.
It is. He is not going. He's not going to be a baby face. He is not going to
Yeah.
turn into Cody Rhodes. He's going to stay the same character. He's just going to be fighting his older cousin, who is now on the board of directors, which in the past has worked as a great enigma type of
Yes.
thing. You know, the corporate champion, the authority, these type of things. These things work within WWE. So you're gonna get that. So the plan was at day one, Rock babyface versus Roman Reigns heel. The
Yes.
roles have now switched. So at WrestleMania 41, it'll be Rock heel, Roman Reigns babyface.
And I think that's a very solid play. Of course, I'm not actually pushing back on what they I think they want to do. I think we're going to get a mix of what happened. So like when The Rock, of course, Hollywood Rock first came out, I think we're going to get the Rock versus Goldberg backlash.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like the Rock going out there talking a lot of shit, and all of a sudden, and again, it's because the fans love to push back against sometimes what the story is, right? And I think that's Hulk Hogan did it, Stone Cold Steve Austin did it, The Rock has done it. I wish John Cena would have done it. Where they say
Uber face.
Yeah, but he teetered. He got real close. He got real close a couple of times to teetering. And you take this Uber superstar, right, that everybody loves, and then you just flip them, and they hate them for months, and then all of a sudden, Bailey, and then all of a sudden, the fans start coming back. They start cheering the bad guy. They start chanting for the bad guy, and that's how you have reached a literally a super that
right.
Yeah. So okay. Real quick, Revenge says Elimination Chamber better than Hell in a Cell.
It can be. It
can be. I love an Elimination Chamber, man. Still to this day, Mobile, Alabama. The 6-man Hell in a Cell match, 6-man, right? Hell in a Cell match with The Rock, Stone Cold Steve Austin, Triple H, Kurt Angle, The Undertaker, Rikishi. That is one of the best pieces of wrestling history. Anyway, sorry.
And this is
I'm getting weird and nostalgic.
So the point of all of this is to get the belt off of Roman, because just like Ryan's favorite era, the Attitude Era, and the ruthless aggression era, every time you watched TV, you saw the belts. The belts were always there.
Yes.
Cody is the one who does the work, who is there. He is there on Monday. He's there on Friday. He's there at he's there at the press events. He is there. Roman, because of his health condition, is probably going to retire soon. I mean,
I would agree.
My guess
is also shout out to the fact that you have people who are actually appearing on not just Monday nights but now Friday nights. That's how I remember it. You would end
Till the
Raw
brand
with
splits.
I hated the brand split. I hated it so much that it made me want to pull my face off. Like I remember JR being like,
Stone
oh
Cold,
my,
Stone Cold, Stone
yeah,
Cold,
yeah.
Stone
He's like,
Cold.
he'd be like, oh my God, what's gonna happen? Smackdown Friday night, and then it would end, and you'd be like, oh, Smackdown. Like, yeah, sorry. So again, I'm getting weird.
No problem, Dave.
Yeah, no, you're good, dude. Look, I don't follow WWE as closely as I used to, but I mean, I like this conversation alone, this stream, um, has
Mhm.
actually kind of reinvigorated me, and I think it'd almost be fun if we did it like maybe every other week or something, depending on the news.
Twice a month, maybe. Sure, maybe
I
do
I, I
one,
think
maybe do one like right before the next premium live event, and
yeah,
just go up and down the card.
yeah, I would agree, dude. Like going because
Okay,
this has been a lot of fun, and
and
it
and this is and and I want to say this, and because I want to end on a good note. The state of WWE now, as far as their talent goes, is stacked. They are
it
so
really is, yeah.
they are so stacked because this guy here was the, this guy here was in NXT, which has been the which was a product of Triple H. He
Hmm.
wanted to create a showcase for up and comers, and from there you've got pretty much most of your talent that you see now. And this was the first Rumble where there were no legends that appeared, not
Yes,
one on the men's side or the women's side, which is just a testament to how far the women have come in this
agreed.
industry.
Also, on that aspect, to kind of like gauge where where I was at that time. I was there during the transition from Florida Championship Wrestling to NXT. I was there when
So you
Seth
were
Rollins was there. I was there
so
with
you were there
Summer
when
Rae.
so you were there when so you were there when Liv was there.
Yes, I was there
My
when
my personal my the one that I shill for,
yeah,
little
no,
Liv,
I was there when I was there when Paige was there. I was there when
oh
Bailey
yeah,
was there. Like Bailey watched
Sasha,
my first recorded match ever. She was in the audience because it was just it wasn't, it wasn't a massive thing, but she was in the audience. And
and how are you gonna feel when she beats Io Sky?
Bailey?
Mm-hmm. At
Oh, I think she
Mania.
should. I
Oh, I,
think I think Bailey is one of the most talented, also one of the nicest
hardest
people
working
behind the
and
Ye-
hardest working.
oh, she's literally a gem. Seriously, that's not a joke. She is so kind-hearted and stuff like that. And she, even if you're just like I was at the time, you were green. A lot of people know what that means. Like, I was green as fuck. She was very supportive and stuff like that, to where there were some other people who were a little bit grumpier. They were younger. I get it. But no, it was incredible. I was trained by Steve Kernan, Norma Smiley.
Okay.
Everybody knows who. Yep. Um, and I remember the event that I actually did, to where I got so actually real life surgery had to happen, unfortunately, because I was working at the post office at the same time. And I did like a little promo thing about how I got hurt, like hurt.
Mm-hmm.
And then of course I got kind of like a late run in, but they wanted to make it very clear. They told the referee, like, don't let them engage with each other. It needs to. He's actually hurt. Don't let it go over the top, right? And I remember Summer Rae, Danielle Moinet. She was like, "Oh, you get 2 entrances tonight, huh?" And I'm like going. I was like, "Yeah, they're kind of following something up." And she was just like, "All right." And she was sitting at the producers table because she was just kind of, it was just a small show. right? And
Mhm.
it just God, what's up,
Hey,
Tris?
Tris.
Um,
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did.
yeah, he got a lot of
You're not
that.
wrong.
Um, no, just one of the best things I've ever done in my life. And even though I'm
Awesome.
not a massive megastar, like I wouldn't trade it for the world.
Right on.
So anyway, that's a great note to end on right here because we're
Yeah.
about at an hour. So, dude, do you want to let me go first? I'll let you say goodbye like
Okay.
you always do.
Okay.
So basically, it's a very odd night because it's Wednesday night. I'm going to try to be on Beth's Talking tomorrow night after work, work permitting, obviously, kind of like tonight. Friday night's Royal Rumble where I join this awesome dude who he's a big hit. Natalie's a big fan of yours, by the way.
Oh,
Um,
thank you. Thank you,
Again, I
Natalie.
want to reiterate that she likes what you do. Um, Screaming into the Void on Saturday. Hunting Mustache Man from the History Channel on Sunday, 11 a.m. Well, let's just say 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and then of course Star Trek Engage, 4:15 Eastern Standard Time, and then of course Monday nights Game of Thrones. We missed this last Monday night because we were missing myself and a bunch of other
Stuff.
people. Yeah, just stuff. So, without any further delay, the man who gets to say goodbye always, Mr. JV, you do your thing.
Yes. So tomorrow night you can catch me on with Roman of the Empire. We'll be talking about the decade of music that was the 80s. Friday at 6 a.m. you can catch. I will be dropping my review of oh dear God, Madam Web. Oh Jesus fucking Christ, that was just
I haven't watched it
oh
yet.
oh boy, that was bad. That was bad. But then you will also be able. But then you will also be able to check me out on Friday night's Royal Rumble with this guy here, and I'll be saying the same thing then that I say now. This is his channel that, and it's his show, but no one gives two shits about him. So I get to say goodbye. Hello, chat. Thank you for being here. You're the life and soul of everything. And we're going to say goodbye with one little word, and that is doodles.